division of Custom Fluid Power. They are the major sponsors tonight of the Outlaw Sedans Australian Championship. Tonight as well, Super Sedans going around, and tomorrow night we'll also have some V8 sprint cars. That'll be racing for us as well. Kicking off tomorrow night, weather permitting of course, and we know it's not going to have any problem, at around about 6:30. Cars out on the track here for the first heat. Scott Galia will have the lap, the pole position for this in car 89. Carl Geisler in car 47. Charlie Brooks is in 64. Mark Hogan in 72. Jeff Oln in car 6. Shane Hollyman in car 7. Ivan Clifford in 98. Wayne Todd in 34. And Robert Croydon brings up the rear. He'll be in car 100. This is the first heat of the Australian Outlaw title tonight here at Max Speedway. They'll be under starters' orders very shortly. Australian Outlaw titles, the final on tomorrow night. They'll be set for racing in 1 lap's time. This field looks good.
Pull them up and slow them down. Bunch them up and slow them down.
Oh, now they got to slow down.
All set. Under starters' hands.
Get the 2 car to go up. Get the 2 car to go up.
Bunching them up. Also, under starters' orders and racing here, the first heat of the Australian Outlaw titles, and away and holding the early lead, Scott Galia. Up on his outside there is Carl Gessler. Oh, they're going into that corner. It's a bit soft in that first turn, but holding the lead out in front, Galia leads in the 89 car. And we're under yellow. Got it very wide in that corner. We'll be back to racing now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. It's going to be one of those nights we can see this. The track is just a little bit sticky, but they are very good drivers, and they'll show you some great racing here in the Australian Outlaw title heats. 1 lap officially completed as we go into the second lap. Carl Gessler is the leader, and they're racing now and off. Gessler gets up and leads. No, they don't. Still on yellow. My fault. I didn't look. Looking good. And we're racing this time and down to the line. First up goes Gessler in the 47 car. Leads out from Brooks in the 64. Then behind those comes the 6 car of Jeff O. Up the back and all, we've had another one in the corner. Looks like the car of Scott Galia is bogged down again in that corner. And the yellow is on. The yellow is on. Racing again. No change to the order at the moment. Gessler leads out in front here at the moment from Charlie Brooks. Jeff Holmes running third. Shane Hollyman is in 4th place in the 7 car. Then there's a fairly big gap in the field then back towards Ivan Clifford as they come up around now to take another lap. Gessler leads pretty clearly in the car from the Charlie Brooks car. Then in behind those, the 6 car of Jeff Dole. Shane Hollyman's in the 7th car running 4th. Then behind those, Ivan Clifford. Wayne Todd's in the infield at the moment, and back towards the rear of the field now is Scott Galia. Round they come. Gessler leads. Tom Brooks in the 7 car. Shane Hollyman now has got up into third posse. He's got around the outside of Jeff Old, and he's going to go and get clearly into third. Oh, it's a tough one. He's just holding out at the moment. The best race at the moment was in the 3rd and 4th posse as the leader, who is Carl Gessler, down to the line again, takes another lap and holds a break of 2 or 3 car lengths at the moment over Charlie Brooks. Then Shane Hollyman's running 3rd. 4th in the event is Jeff Old at the moment. Then there's a bit of a break back to Ivan Clifford. Round comes Gessler again. He leads from Brooks. The 7 cars running 3rd, Hollyman. Then behind those comes Jeff Owl. Down to the line, then behind him is the 72 car of Mark Hogan. Then the 98 car of Ivan Clifford. And bringing up the rear at the moment, Scott Galia in the 89 car. Gessler leads. Has about 3 car lengths at the moment on Charlie Brooks. Shane Hollyman's had a good run and got himself clearly into 3rd place now and got away from Jeff Old. In the 72 car behind that is Mark Hogan. And behind him comes Ivan Clifford. And last of all in the event is Scott Galia. Gessler leads. He's made up some ground on him now, Charlie Brooks. He's got to within 2 or so car lengths. Then there's a fair break to Shane Hollyman. A big break again then to Jeff Old. Then behind those then comes the 72 car of Mark Hogan. 98 car is Ivan Clifford. Scott Galia's at the rear. He's in danger of being lapped as Gessler comes up on him. Only a few laps to go now as Gessler leads. Has a break of 2 or 3 car lengths over Charlie Hogan at the moment. It's a fair break back then of almost in the 80 to 100 metres to the 7 car of Shane Hollyman. Similar sort of break back then to the 6 car of Jeff Old. Then in behind those comes the 98 car of Ivan Clifford. And Mark Galia's just about to be lapped, and he is, as he goes wide on that corner as our leader, Carl Gessler, comes ahead and gets around the outside to lap another car, and he's leading now by 2 or 3 lengths over the 64 car, which is Charlie Brooks. You'll find then the car behind that, the 89 car, has been lapped. Running 3rd in the event is Shane Hollyman, then Jeff Old. Then there's a fairly big break in the field again to him as the rest of these cars are in danger of being lapped themselves. The 98 car of Ivan Clifford, and so he's just about to be attacked with 1 lap left to go. The white flag's out. Gessler goes up on the inside of Clifford and he's going to take him. And it looks like Charlie Brooks will get him too before the end of the event. And just in front of him, the 72 car of Mark Hogan, but Gessler's going to win this. He comes down, wins the first heat of the Outlaws, gets up and wins it in the end by a few car lengths from, it looks like to me to be Mark Hogan 2nd. Probably Jeff Hollyman in 3rd place, but we'll get those official for you from our official judges as they go around and have taken the first event here. Goes to the very good drive from Carl Gessler in the 47 car. The winner of Heat 1 was the 47 car of Carl Gessler. Second in the event, the 64 car of Charlie Brooks. And 3rd was the 7 car of Jeff Old. The 7 car of Shane Hollyman. Shane Hollyman officially 3rd. 47, 64, 7. The first heat of the Outlaws is run and won. The second heat's out on the track now. Just a little bit of carnage as we get rid of a few of the cars that didn't complete the first race. ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye on the lights. We have gone green. They are racing. Oh, the 77 car of Danny Lennon got away very quickly. Mark Lester into that corner. Whoa, look out. He's gone fairly wide there, Lester, and gone way back through the field, but they have pushed through on his inside. Woo, what a way to run. That looks like Danny Lennon, though, has kicked clear after a lap, and he's going to lead coming down to the line the first time. From the 17 car of Mark Hawkins. 96 is running third. That is David Brooks. In behind those, probably I think is Mark Lester's 13 car. Hard to tell from here. Russell Jackson in there too, and Cameron Birch. Here they go, down to the line again, and Danny Lennon leads. On the outside, then wide grey is Matt Hawkins. The 96 car running third of David Brooks. And in behind those comes Graham Jorgensen. There's a quite tight up, and those bunch at the back, those five, are working hard, but it looks like that Mark Lester's having trouble keeping it on the inside line. The 77 car, Denny Nansen leads from the 17 of Matt Hawkins. Now coming up third, the 96 car. Then behind those comes the next car behind those, the 25 car of J.M. Jorgensen, Russell Jackson in there, and Cameron Birch. Well, there he is, Danny Lennon. Down to the line again, leads clearly over Matt Hawkins, and these two have got this to themselves at the moment. But it's a tight race for third as the 96 car is there of David Brooks. He's in a fight tied too with Graham Jorgensen and Russell Jackson. There is some good racing going on at the rear of the field. But the leader is Danny Lennon. He leads the 17 car of Matt Hawkins by about, I'd say, 50 or 60 metres. There's 100 or so metres back then to the 96 car of David Brooks. Both the 52 cars got up there. Cameron Birch has got into third posse at the moment. Has driven himself hard around the field. Then in behind those was Graham Jorgensen and Russell Jackson. Danny Lennon still leads from Matt Hawkins. He's got a break there of quite a deal of about 50 to 70 odd metres. Then the third car coming on is the 52 car of Cameron Birch, the 96 car of David Brooks. Then behind those comes Graham Jorgensen. Then in those was Mark Lester. Then here's in the front still is Danny Lennon. The 77 car is doing it quite comfortably. He's got picking some good lines through the corners, and he leads nicely from Matt Hawkins. Then the 52 car of Cameron Birch. Behind those then in the 96 vehicle is David Brooks. The 25 cars behind that's Graham Jorgensen. The 3 car of Russell Jackson is just about to be lapped by our leader Danny Lennon. He's got a lot of pressure on him, all fault for a run going into the corner, but he should pick him up down the back straight away, and he does. And there he goes and puts a lap on Russell Jackson, our leader. Danny Lennon is coming up, trying to get most of this field, I believe, in a lap situation if he can. Oh, the big move in the field, the 13 car going there. Mark Lester's going back as around him went the second car of David Brooks. So it's still 77. Danny Lennon in front. He leads from David Brooks in 96. And he's just about to try and take another one, Danny Lennon. Then looking for the third car as we go back to him. He's coming up to us now. It's the 52 car of Cameron Birch running third. And in behind that is Mark Lester. Gee, they're spread out now, and this is turning out to be some lap fest. Very quick in the mark is Danny Lennon, and he's doing some good driving, trying to get up on the inside there to lap another vehicle going up the back. He gets him, and Danny Lennon gets away again. Geez, leading comfortably here at the moment, and has a big break on the field over David Hawkins. As he comes down to try and get himself the flag, and he does. Danny Lennon grabs the checkered flag, number 77, and he's the unofficial winner here of the second heat of the Australian Outlaws. Number 77, Danny Lennon, will grab himself some points to go towards the final, which will be held tomorrow night here at Max Speedway. Our big event culminating tomorrow night in the final of the Australian Outlaw title, proudly brought to us by Advanced Hydraulics and Air Mackay. That's a division of Custom Fluid Power. Major sponsors at Max Speedway of the Outlaw Sedan's Australian Championship. Have those results for you officially in just a moment. Australian Outlaw 77 car driven by Danny Lennon. Second was the 17 vehicle of Matt Hawkins, and 52 will be registered third. Cameron Birch gets the third points for that. 77, 17 and 52. We're on to starters' orders, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the lights. We are set for a start. And racing as the green light go away very quickly. Whoa, the 27 car out wide. Reed Hincliffe trying hard. Paul Bowers in there. Chris Mann behind them. David Gailey, Christopher Churchill. Gee, they're spreading themselves out of field at 9. One's up and on the infield and out of the race. Oh no, he'll get back in again as he tries hard. Whoa, a bit tight on that corner. As the 78 car is out in front, Paul Bauer. Reed Hinchcliffe is very, very close to him at the moment. Up the back they go, and the 76 car of Chris Mann. This is a great race of three at the moment. Then there's a break behind those, then to Christopher Churchill, but gee, Bauer, whoa, inside, look out! Oh, wide on the corner. Flag Marshal. Reed Hinchcliffe has gone back to the rear of the field, and it looks like the 78 car Paul Bauer has pulled out, and he's in the centre. I can just see him now behind the post. They are going to centre and racing. The 76 cars in front, that's Chris Mann. He's leading pretty carefully at the moment. Whoop, goes into that corner now. Running third, Dave Galia. That's Chris Churchill up there as well. This is going to be a good race in two up here. There's three at the back. They're going reasonably slowly, but these two in front are really pushing it hard. Chris Mann, and then in behind him, Chris Churchill. Then the 8 car of David Gailey, the 9 car behind that of Neville Gessler. Then the 42 car back there of Christopher Churchill. The 27 car is in there of Reed Hinchcliffe, and back there 51 Graham McNamara. This is going hard. Alan LeBrink on the outside. On the inside was Chris Mann. Then behind those, David Galia, Christopher Churchill, and then a bit back then as well too. Behind him is the 27 car of Reed Hinchcliffe trying to make some ground, and the 51 car of Graham McNamara in danger of being lapped now by Chris Mann, and very close to him, Alan LeBrink. They're all jammed up. LeBrink's going to get the outside run here and going to skip away. He got a good piece of driving. He got a good length or two then on the 76 car, Chris Mann, and he's going to lead him now by 3 or 4 car lengths as they had trouble getting around the 51 car of Graham McNamara. These two are way, way clear at the moment. Got to check on the 3rd car at the moment. I think it's the 8 car. And it'll be, it's the 9 car of Neville Geisler, and then the 8 car behind that of David Galia. But this one out in front at the moment is Alan LeBrink. The 76 car of Chris Mann, he'll be fuming. He ran into a dead end up there in that corner, and it's cost him many, many lengths, because Alan LeBrink has put the foot down. He's going to lap as many as he can before this event comes to an end. And Alan LeBrink leads at the moment. He's got a fairly good break here as the 76 car of Chris Mann goes through, and he's making up some ground, but he'd need a bit of a miracle here, because LeBrink's not going to be stopped. He's wending his way through the field. They are making some good ground. The 76 car, Chris Mann, getting a bit closer, as trying to get up on the inside now is Alan LeBrink, racing hard to try and catch him, Chris Mann, but he may run out of laps, I think. Alan LeBrink leads Chris Mann about 30 or 40 metres. That'll be 10 or 20 car lengths at the moment, but on the back straight, he's picking up some ground. Whoa, he's bogged it down, Alan LeBrink. He almost ran into the back then of the 27 car, but down the side he goes, going to lead by still a couple of car lengths, but this is quite some traffic here. LeBrink leads at the moment from Chris Mann, and I'd say he's just about going to hang on. Going to come and take the white flag with 1 lap left to travel, and he leads it pretty comfortably. Alan LeBrink has been a good drive. He's leading it at the moment. coming through the centre of the field. Chris Mann trying hard. I think it's Ned Geisler in third, but I'll check that with our very astute lap counters up here after this race is over. But there is no doubt behind it. Alan LeBrink is going to take the checkered flag. He's lapped just about the entire field except for Chris Mann. And down to the line he goes. Alan LeBrink wins it. Behind those then comes the 76 car of Chris Mann. But the winner will be of the third heat, 32, Alan LeBrink. Placing's official for you in just a moment. Hawkins. There are three very good drivers, and they'll put on something for us here. The Daisy Duke car of Darren Hawkins. Love the Confederate flag. The V8 Super Sedans, ladies and gentlemen, are in the hands of the starters. Check the lights. Sort of racing. Really quick on the outside as Digger McCallum's going to hold the lead here. Oh, crossed up Hawkins on the inside. Oh, there's two Hawkins. We better go with Darren. That's Darren Hawkins that kicks to the front. And harder. And look out, look out. Look out. Darren Hawkins leads Lindsay Hawkins. The six car of Digger McCallum. Got himself into all sorts of trouble. They've split themselves out, and Darren Hawkins has punched the Rebel car in front. Got it out by about 4 or 5 car lengths now over Lindsay Hawkins. Then behind Digger McCallum in an 8-event race here, an 8-lap race here. And in front and going nice and quickly is the 5 car. Can't miss it. It's got the battle flag of the Republic on the top. And Darren Hawkins leads Lindsay Hawkins by a fairly good margin. Looks like to me that Digger McCallum wants another piece of this, and he's challenging hard to get into second place. But the leader, Darren Hawkins, is well clear as he comes down to take another lap. Lindsay Hawkins behind him, and then McCallum is trying hard. He's very close, but the car in front seems to have just as much tow as he does, and this will be an interesting race for second and third. But the bird's probably flown as the 5 car of Darren Hawkins is well clear over Lindsay Hawkins running second in the 14. Then the 6 car of Digger McCallum. He's punched up hard to keep on trying, but it just gets closer under Hawkins. This time Darren leads. Lindsay second, McCallum comes down third. Just trying desperately to get inside him, but he can't. That's good defensive driving in the corner there by Lindsay Hawkins. Out in front though still Darren Hawkins well clear. Down to take the white flag. 1 lap left to travel here in the first of the Super race. And running second comfortably now, Lindsay Hawkins. Digger McCallum is he won't give up. He crossed it up a little, did Lindsay, but that was enough to take the momentum out of Digger's sails. And Darren Hawkins goes down the line to win it. Lindsay Hawkins will hold on, get second. Third in the event then will be Digger McCallum. As they finished up the V8's, only 3 in it, but as I said, pretty good racing. But Darren Hawkins in the 5 car, just too good. And they'll be official. It'll be 5, 14 and 6. Congrats to Darren Hawkins winning the first of the V8 Super Sedan races over Big Daddy, number 14, Lindsay Hawkins, and Digger McCallum in the 6 car will be officially third. More V... starter's hands, ladies and gentlemen. Eyes on the lights. Expect to start this time round. And they are racing. Lee Williams away and away, nice and quickly. Gets into that corner nice and tightly. There's corners in there as well. Grant Shaw making up some great ground as well. And behind those, Darren Saunders, Trent Wilson. But it looks like Lee Williams, sorry, is in front. And he goes from the 61 car of Des Corn. Then behind those, then comes Grant Shaw, Darren Saunders, Trent Wilson. Gee, they're going quick up the back. But our visitor from Rocky, Lee Williams, he's out in front in the number 4 car as these Super Sedans rocket around the track. The 61 car of Des Corn. Then in behind those comes Grant Shaw. Then Darren Saunders, Trent Wilson. This is good up front. It really is. Lee Williams just holds the lead at the moment over Des Corn. Lee Williams in front. Corn's gone out high and wide on that corner, looking for a way round behind him. Then in behind those, Saunders, Shaw and Wilson. It is still Lee Williams up the back, but he is being pressured by Des Corn, and they are going quickly in front. Then running third in the event there. Behind those looks like to be Darren Saunders. Grant Shaw's in there too with Trent Wilson. But this one up the back, Lee Williams, our visitor from Yeppoon. Just down the road from Rocky, look at Des Corn. Give him a hurry up. Corn the inside, he's got the line. Corn gets the lead in the corner. There leads Wilson now. Williams now by a length or so behind those. Then behind those, Saunders, Shaw and Wilson. But he's snuck it in there. And Des Corn, good driving, gets to the front over Lee Williams. Big run behind those, Saunders, then Shaw, and coming down towards the back, the Pontiac of Darren Saunders. Now, that is Des Corn in front. Down to get the 1 lap to go flag. He has driven a great race, and he leads it at the moment over Les Williams. Great driving there. Behind those, Trent Wilson, Grant Shaw and Darren Saunders. But boy, oh boy, this has been a great race. Des Corn coming around to take the checkered flag. He's going to win this V8 Super Sedan race. He goes on to beat Lee Williams. And I think that running third was Trent Wilson. We'll have to check that out. Then Grant Shaw, Darren Saunders. But what a great drive and a great win by Des Corn. That's the 17 of Matt Hawkins. Chris Manns in the 76, Alan LeBrink in the 32, Christopher Churchill in the 42, Shane Hollyman in the 7, Scott Galia in the 89, and bringing up the rear in this one is the winner of the first heat, Carl Gessler. We know he's got a quick car. He's got a fair few cars to get around. This is another great heat of some great racing. We're in the hands of the starters, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye open. We're about to go green. And they are away and in a hurry. Cameron Birch cannot go the early speed, and Matt Hawkins has gone around very, very quickly. In behind those, gee, it looks like Chris Mann. Now the 7 cars in there, Shane Hollyman, and we are under yellow. We are under yellow. Ladies and gentlemen, ready for a restart here. No change to the order. Set. Racing. The 52 car away reasonably well this time. Matt Hawkins trying hard to get around the outside of him. There goes the 76 car of Chris Mann up on the inside. Then racing quickly through the field. Check out the cars. 47, Carl Gessler, as he's making up some ground. But in front, it's Cameron Birch. Hawkins running second, then third is Shane Hollyman. He got up into a reasonable position. I don't know what happened to Chris Mann. He got bumped back a fair bit. But racing up through the field, looks like trying to get into second posse at the moment. Up they go round the corner again. And in front, the 52 of Cameron Birch. Look out, sideways on the corner as Carl Gessler gets into third posse. The lights have gone yellow. Oh, and that's the Hawks car. We'll be back under starters orders here, ladies. Oh, look out! Going a little quick there was our friend in the 17 car, Matt Hawkins. wants to be up the front. Driving in this one, ladies and gentlemen, some great drivers in this. We're going to see Carl Gessler get up there, get the run. Car running second is Alan LeBrink in the 32, but the 52 of Cameron Birch leads LeBrink down the back straight. The first straight with Gessler coming up hard second. Getting in the amongst that is Shane Hollyman as well. Now, Matt Hawkins is in that bunch as well, but he's been a bit excited as he goes through some of those fields, and as well in there too is Scott Galia. Now, down racing past us, Cameron Birch still leads, and he's going to lead Alan LeBrink in the 32 car. Gessler's in the 47 car, and he's running third at the moment. Now, looks like the 32 car up on the outside, then the 47, the 76 car is running fourth of Chris Mann, and he's going fairly quickly as well. Gainer's in there as well, and so too up in that bunch is Shane Hollyman, who's just pulled out of the race, and he's on the inside. The 52 car still leads, and at the moment it still runs Cameron Birch leading Alan LeBrink, and then in there is the car of Carl Gessler. Then comes Chris Mann behind that in the 76 car, and as they start to bunch up right back at the rear of the field, Christopher Churchill's about to get lapped as Cameron Birch comes up on him. Now, you don't want to make a mistake here because LeBrink's right behind him, and we know from his last drive out here that Alan LeBrink knows where to put this motor car. Then just running third then is Carl Gessler behind him, and they've developed this into a race of three as Chris Mann has dropped back into fourth place. Alan LeBrink made a mistake then trying to get around Churchill, and he's lost some ground as Carl Gessler grabbed him to go into second. LeBrink drops back to third. Officially fourth will be Chris Mann, and the others, well, they've dropped right out of it, being led by Scott Galia. Down to the line again comes Cameron Birch. Then behind him was Gessler, and then running third was Alan LeBrink, and a man is in fourth posse in the 76 car. Another lap down, Birch leads, then comes Gessler behind that, and Scott Galia up the back is in trouble.
Oh, is that sorry?
The yellow's on, the yellow flag is out. Too long before we get a restart.
Now, come over and tell the guy in the green car.
All set and racing again, 3 laps left to run as the 52 car of Cameron Birch. He's going to lead pretty clearly. Carl Gessler's the main threat and danger to him. You'll find that the car going backwards in the field is the car of Alan LeBrink, the 32 car, but he's got a front right flat tyre. He just wants to finish to get points. Out in front, Birch. Birch leads Gessler. And Gessler is still running second here, but there's a long gap then back to the third car now, which is Mann in the 76 car. He's made up some ground as well. And coming up in the fourth posse here at the moment, the 17 car of Matt Hawkins, so he's trying to get points as well, and hanging on out there as best he can is the car from Alan LeBrink. Now, the 52 car gets the checkered flag, Cameron Birch, ahead of Carl Gessler. Third will be the 76 car of Chris Mann, and Matty Hawkins will end up fourth. program tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Another heat of the Australian Outlaw titles, and the winner was car 52, Cameron Birch. He's got up to beat the 47 car of Carl Gessler and third 76 car of Chris Mann. 52, 47, 76 the placings after the running of the sixth event tonight. Under starters orders, ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Todd in the 34 car has the pole under Mark Hogan, David Brooks, then Brendan Farham, Graham Jorgensen, Neville Gessler, Paul Bauer, all set. Check the lights. We're green and under racing. Mark Hogan went hard down the straight, and he's going to leave it. Oh, they're tight in that corner. A little bit of bounce up and down, and Mark Hogan has just rocketed around the outside, and he's going to lead this quite a lot as Wayne Todd drifts back through the field. The 34 car gets into second, Bossy there. But has this boy gone quickly, Mark Hogan? He's blasted away there in the lead, and he leads out pretty clearly at the moment. Wayne Todd's having a bit of problem. The car coming around is the 25 car of Graham Jorgensen. Then running third is Wayne Todd. Then in behind those comes Neville Gessler. He's dropping back just a little bit to Paul Bauer, but gee, have a look at this guy fly. Hogan's in front in the 72 car. The 25 car of Graham Jorgensen is second, and Wayne Todd third. Running up then is Brendan Farnham in the 37 car, and Neville Gessler's up there as well in the 9 car. They're making a bit of a race back in the pack, but gee willikers, this one out in front is going nicely, and that would be Mark Hogan. They're getting closer. Graham Jorgensen is getting closer and closer to this race. 37 up on the inside then. Is Brendan Farnham, and out wide on the track behind him Neville Gessler. But gee, back to the front, and this is Mark Hogan in front. Hogan leads at the moment from Jorgensen. There's a big grab back there. Oh, one sideways in the corner, but no problems, no trouble. 37's running third, that's Farnham. The 34 car of Todd behind that. Then comes Neville Gessler and Paul Bauer, then Neville Gessler. Round they come again, and out in front still in this race is Hogan. He leads Jorgensen by only about a car length. This is going to be a lot closer than what you think. The 37 car of Farnham then is third, and Todd fourth as round. Oh, it's gone wide on the corner, and punching through up on the inside to take the lead is the 25 car of Graham Jorgensen, as Mark Hogan got all crossed up in that corner, and that gives us a brand new leader now. Graham Jorgensen leads in the event from Mark Hogan, then running third is Brendan Farnham. Behind him then comes Paul Bauer and David Brooks, but this 25 car is still leading them nicely. Graham Jorgensen over Mark Hogan. Now round the back, that should be Brendan Farnham in third posse, and it is. Running fourth then is the 78 car of Paul Bauer, and he's trying hard, but about to get lapped in this will be Nev Gessler Gessler as around him goes the leader, and that is Jorgensen. He's got a big break now over Mark Hogan. Oops, the 37 car goes into the inside. Things are smoking up on him, and he'll get out of that car pretty quickly, I would imagine. Still out in front with a one lap left to go will be the 25 car of Graham Jorgensen. He's still leading this reasonably comfortably over Mark Hogan, who was in front early in this race, but he crossed it all up in the corner. Pretty hard to tell you at the moment who's running third. I think it's Brendan Farham in the 37 car. I think he's the third place getter at the moment. And then running just behind him is Paul Bauer. But gee willikers, have a look at this. Down to the line. The 25 car wins it. Jorgensen first. You'll find Hogan will get second. And third in the event probably will be the 37. 78 if Paul Bauer will get third. Good racing. Great little change there as Graham Jorgensen made a great move when Mark Hogan crossed it all up in the top corner in turn 4, and well, it was just enough to give him the race. But you'll find the 25 car will get the judge's nod over the 72 car of Mark Hogan and third 78 car Paul Bauer. Seen how quick Aaron Laird in the 16 car can go. There's some good cars going around here. Again in this, Charlie Brooks in the 64, Danny Lennon back in the 77. As I said, he had a win here. And we have the 8 car of David Galia up there, sitting outside our pole at the moment. Look at the lights, ladies and gentlemen. Set for racing, and they are racing it away. Aaron Laird away. Galia not going as quickly, and Charlie Brooks punching up on the inside into second. Oh, they're tight in that corner, but good racing. Good racing as one drops back a little down the outside. But you'll find that Charlie Brooks got up on the inside, and he's now rocketing up around Aaron Laird. Charlie Brooks is going like a scalded cat at the moment, and out he goes in front of Laird. And in behind those looks like to be Ivan Clifford. It is. Jeff Olds up and amongst that bunch a bit, but gee, they're spreading themselves out now as Charlie Brooks puts the pedal down and away he goes. He's got a break of, I'd say, 5 or 6 car lengths at the moment. Racing in the second spot there is the 98 car of Ivan Clifford. And up in the corner. Oh, a little tight racing as we went around there. Just a little bit of paint exposed as those 2 cars went into turn 1 and back in through 2. As this is Charlie Brooks in front. Aaron Laird is running, 98 car is running in second posse. Then behind those comes Jeff Olds. Got himself into a nice posse there, but he's being pressured. As getting back through the field now, Aaron Laird is just not being able to handle this pace, and the 51 car of Graham McNamara is all over the places. He's just been lapped by Charlie Brooks. Then the 98 car, Jeff Olds moving up there quickly. Well, and so too in that particular field is Danny Lennon. Oh, that might be Lennon out of it now, I'm not sure. We'll have to check out, but he's come from a long, long way back. They are in yellow. From the 98 car, Ivan Clifford, and Danny Lennon's charged into third place for racing. He got his foot down nice and early, Charlie Brooks, and he's away and going hard. Under pressure, Clifford's under pressure now, because they're coming back from the rear of the field here to have a crack at Clifford. Oh, and in amongst all that too is Danny Lennon, so too is Russell Jackson. Now they go, the leader is Charlie Brooks over Ivan Clifford. Oh, then in behind those comes, it could be Jeff Olds, I tell you what. Danny Lennon's in that as well, and he's looking as though he wants to make a real race of this. But our leader still remains the 64 car, Charlie Brooks Jorgensen, and then it is the 6 car of Jeff Olds. He's got around Danny Lennon, and Danny Lennon is not going as clear in traffic as I think he'd like to go at this stage of the game. Charlie Brooks is flying out in front, and he's leading nice and comfortably in the event. Racing into second place goes Jeff Olds. Now, looks like to me as if something's gone amiss here with Ivan Clifford. He's backed off quite easily, quite a lot, and raced around him went Danny Lennon. But back to this leader, and it's still Charlie Brooks. He's going very nicely in front of Olds. Then Lennon's running third, Jorgensen fourth, and then the 13 car of Mark Lester. Oh, another chance for a lap as we come up here now. They're fighting in front here. Aaron Laird and rocketing through the inside to take another car out of it here is Charlie Brooks. He leads Jeff Olds. Danny Lennon runs third. But this is going to be another good finish. There are cars being lapped everywhere. And around with only a couple of laps left to go, you'll find in front Charlie Brooks still leads Jeff Olds in this. Then behind those Danny Lennon. He's running third. Making up some good ground, Mark Lester late in the race as Ivan Clifford drops out of it. The pace a bit too hot for him. But this leader with about 1 lap left to go, getting the white flag now as he takes another lap off the 51 car, Graham McNamara, and Charlie Brooks leads Jeff Old, Danny Lennon running third. That could be the way they finish, I'd suggest. As one car pulls off into the infield, it's the 3 car. Down they come, and winning the race, Charlie Brooks. Danny Lennon gets up to run second. Jeff Owl will be third. And as I said, one of the back markers and big movers was Mark Lester in the 13 car. He'll finish approximately 4th. Gentlemen, we're under starters orders. We should get a green here at the top of the straight. And we do. They are racing. Hawkins to the outside. The inside Wilson. Flying up wider goes Corn and Digger McCallum. I told you they'd go hard early. And Trent Wilson in the 44 car leads Lindsay Hawkins into the bottom turn. Then coming behind him, Digger McCallum, Des Horn. Very close in that for the last 2 but they've settled themselves into Indian file, and Trent Wilson's got a car and a half length over Lindsay Hawkins. There's a breakdown of all 4 car lengths. It's punching up on the inside. Oh, the whole thing stopped in a hurry for Des Corn, and then the Digger. That's another time in another race that the Digger went and ran himself into the back of another car, but out in front is Trent Wilson. He leads Lindsay Hawkins, and this is tight because Des Corn, he's crunched right up into 3rd posse, and Digger McCallum is last. That is still Trent Wilson. Lindsay Hawkins right on his bumper bar. A couple of car lengths away to Des Corn, and Digger McCallum's dropped back to last. Oh, the Hawk went for the inside. He shut the door on him, said Trent Wilson, and the Hawk couldn't make it. Trent Wilson leads Lindsay Hawkins. In behind him, Des Corn, and in the rear car in the 6, and he's overcooked it on the corner, trying too hard. Digger McCallum. Up they come towards this turn again, and still in front is Trevor Wilson. The Hawks trying hard, and behind those going just as tough as Des Corn, and Digger McCallum is last. They still have Trent Wilson. In front, here goes Lindsay Hawkins again looking for an inside run, but he just doesn't have the legs up the back. Then Des Corn into 3rd posse, and McCallum still last. That is in front, Trent Wilson. Lindsay Hawkins, and then trying to get up on Hawkins inside is Desi Corn. This is tough going into that bottom turn. That still is Wilson in front. Hawkins second, climbed up on each other, and unfortunately, it looks like Desi Corn and Lindsay Hawkins have come to a bit of a grip. Just climbed on top of him as they tried hard on the inside. These guys really know and really work hard in their V8s and Super Sedans. The certainty of it all is that Trent Wilson has won this. Are you ready? Bring it on! Being declared, ladies and gentlemen, the winner went to 44 Trent Wilson, officially over 14 Lindsay Hawkins, and officially 3rd in the race was 61 Des Corn. 44, 14, 61 here after the running of the V8 Supers. ladies and gentlemen, as we move up the back. 5 more into the 8 Super Sedans. Ready to race here. We should get a green as they straighten up. 5 good ones. Darren Hawkins is in the inside. And he has the pole position on his outside. Darren Saunders, we're set to go racing, and we are. And the Hawk punches it. Saunders races into second spot, then Grant Shaw. Stacey Lee's up there too, and Lee Williams. They've sorted themselves out, and rocketing up the back, Darren Hawkins gets away 2 or 3 car lengths. That looks like Grant Shaw that's got up there too with Darren Saunders it is. Then behind those comes the 4 car of Lee Williams, and Stacey Lee's at the rear of the field. They still lead Darren Hawkins, but it's tight. He's just in front of Grant Shaw and Darren Saunders. Those 3 hard and going at it. Then Lee Williams and Stacey Lee. Darren Hawkins leads at the moment over Grant Shaw. Then behind him comes Darren Saunders. Then running behind that, Lee Williams, Stacey Lee's in the 8 car at the rear of the field. Oops, there's a move being made in the second corner. Nah, can he make it? No. Hawkins leads round the corner. The 7 car hangs on Grant Lee. Saunders trying very, very hard to get into second place. They are racing tough, and Lee Williams has now joined that bunch in front. This is no easy race. The Hawk leads, but he got wide on that turn. Punched up on the inside, the 7 car, Grant Shaw. Oh, he didn't quite make it. He couldn't quite get there. Lee Williams is up in the corner and went wide. Lee Williams is there. I was looking at the front. Oh, that was some run into the corner there. Darren Hawkins, Grant Shaw got underneath him, but whoa, there was something else then. Darren Hawkins' car went to Mildura earlier this month actually, driven by the old man. Lindsay Hawkins took it down to Mildura to do some racing. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best of trips. He had 2 DNFs down there. But we all know that the old man loves to drive, and he has done for many, many years. 7 racing again. Darren Hawkins away. There's the 7 car of Grant Shaw in second posse. Oh, look out. I was going to say, the 8 car almost overcooked it there, but that's Hawkins out in front. And he leads Grant Shaw and Darren Saunders, and last of all in the event is Stacey Lee. This is really tight. This is good racing up the back. Darren Hawkins just holding out Grant Lee, who really wants to get up on his inside. Can he do it, Grant Shaw? Not sure. Not there. Hawkins leads Shaw. Firth going hard at him too. It's Saunders. These 3 are going hammer and tong at it, and bringing up the rear is Stacey Lee. But that's still Darren Hawkins out in front. And pushing at him is Grant Shaw and Saunders just dropping off the pace at the moment as they get the white. 1 lap left to travel here in this V8 Supercar event, and Darren Hawkins is in front. Still has a break of only a car and a half, 2 cars over the 7 car of Grant Shaw, but it should be enough. And Hawkins holds on and wins it. Beats Shaw. 3rd in the event will be Saunders, and last of all will be Stacey Lee. The 5 cars, the official winner of event 10, the V8 Super Sedans over 8 laps. Number 5, driven by Darren Hawkins tonight. Number 7, Grant Shaw will get 2nd officially, and officially 3rd goes to the 29 car of Darren Saunders. 5, 7, 29 official after the running here of event 10. Moving on to the 11th, another... Starters hands, ladies and gentlemen, for this event 11, another heat of the Australian Outlaw titles, the final tomorrow night here at Max Speedway. A big 50-lap event. It will be an amazing race. They are set. Under green, ready to go. Paul Bauer has got the pole. He's away quickly, but right outside him goes LeBrink. And LeBrink goes around, and there's cars on the infield. They have turned round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, it looked like. and three of them in the end have all kissed each other as they locked it up in the corner. The 77 car of Danny Lennon's got a flat on the front right. 77 car has a flat front right. Hard to beat the 13 car of Mark Lester in this field, but there are some good drivers out there, including Alan LeBrink. And Paul Bauer is back at the rear of the field at the moment, all set, ready to race, and we are. And Mark Lester gets away okay, and LeBrink on the outside goes just as quick. Now Russell Jackson couldn't hold it in that place, and he's been bumped back by Wayne Todd. And last of all in the event at the moment is Paul Bauer. Now, the 13 car is bouncing through that corner, and it's going to go down to the line at the moment, Lester in front. He leads LeBrink by just only on a car length or so. Then in behind those comes Wayne Todd. Now he's just really lost it in that corner, and in fact his car is coming off as the 3 car of Russell Jackson went past him. Still in front here is Lester. No, Lester's been passed. That's the 32 car. Alan LeBrink has got Lester there on the top corner, and in fact is pulling away. He's really got some car with him today in this heat, and Lester's got away from Masters by about, Lester's got dropped back, I should say, from LeBrink by about 8 or 10, and he's going to pull out, I think. Yes, he is. Something wrong with Mark Lester's car, and he's gone into the infield at the moment, which is going to leave it a cakewalk at the moment for our leader, the 32 car, Alan LeBrink. He's going to just cruise around here now. He doesn't have to push this very hard at all. Russell Jackson, all he has to do is stay upright to get second, and Paul Bauer, after his early little run-ins, could end up with easy points running third. That's LeBrink from Jackson and Bauer. No change in order. They just lead about. Alan LeBrink is getting bigger and bigger. He's got over half a lap now over Russell Jackson as he comes up and gets reasonably close to Paul Bauer with a couple of laps still left to go. He's a chance of being able to lap Bauer here, but he doesn't want to do anything silly because, let's be honest, he wants to stay in this and doesn't want to damage the car. But he's going to, no, he can't get around in that corner, so he's had to back right off. Now he gets up on the inside. He didn't have to do that. Oh, now Bauer wants to fight. And, and now LeBrink has got himself out and lapped now Paul Bauer. And so still running second is Russell Jackson. Alan LeBrink and the time left allowed. We will get close enough to be able to pass Russell Jackson, but we don't know until we have a look-see. All set now to take the checkered flag in a rather strangely run race. Alan LeBrink in car 32. We'll get the judge's nod here. Second of... And Paul Bauer will get third. Alan LeBrink. Car 3, Russell Jackson gets the second points, and the third money will go to number 78, the car driven by Paul Bauer. 32, 378. Morris next heat. This is the event 12 on our program. We're getting through it nice and quickly. We've told you we'd try to get the racing through as fast as we could after our late start, and the track's held up absolutely brilliantly, hasn't it? It's Jeff Owl on the inside, holds the pole, and they are racing. He's away from David Brooks. Chris Mann's going to try and get up there on the inside, and Scott Galia in the 89 car is out there wide on the track and got right up against the outside fence. Now as they settle themselves down, that's the 6 car of Jeff Owl in front, and he's got a break. The 96 car of David Brooks leads Chris Mann, Scott Galia, and in behind those is Reed Hincliffe. Jorgensen's punched up a bit closer to it as well, and it looks like the 9 car is second last in this event. Out they go in front. Jeff Owl still leads. From Brooks, and then behind him comes Chris Mann, Scott Galia, who's looking now for an inside run. Scott Galia, and he's got it. He's going to get himself into 4th posse here as they are diving around up the back. But this is still Jeff Owl real clear. Has a big break in the race at the moment. And still Chris Mann, David Brooks, and then Chris Mann. Look at working his way into it. Scott Galia in a race that he really likes ahead of Reed Hinchcliffe. Jorgensen up there as well. Now, 27 to the infield. That is Reed Hinchcliffe in there. Jorgensen is up closer to the lead. Oh, there goes the leader. Jeff Owl's off into the infield. The leader is off, and we have a brand new leader out in front. It is probably David Brooks. Chris Mann is up there too, and then as well in that, getting closer, Graham Jorgensen, Scott Galia. Round they come this time, and our new leader is David Brooks. The 76 car is running second of Chris Mann. Then behind those is Graham Jorgensen, Scott Galia, and then back behind those comes Neville Gesler. Now, our leader was running very comfortably, Jeff Owl, but he's had to pull off and go into the infield, which leaves Brooks in front of Mann, and punching up the inside there. Jorgensen trying hard, but there was no room going into that corner. Then Galia and Gesler. Up they go, up the back. Oh! He tried hard again to get up on the inside of that car there, Graham Jorgensen, but he just couldn't do it. Brooks leads at the moment, Mann in second. Now trying a different line on the outside, Jorgensen, then Galia, then Gesler. Oh, now he's got it around the outside now. Graham Jorgensen races into second and gets ahead of Chris Mann. Scott Galia's still in there too, and he's having a crack at third as we speak. But they come down to the line, and David Brooks still leads. Jorgensen gets into second. Galia's got now into 3rd posse. That's good driving, as the wheels seem to have fallen off here for Chris Mann. He's dropped back to 4th. And the 5th and last car in the event at the moment is Neville Gesler. Up they come, down to the line again. That is Brooks. Jorgensen second. Galia third. Then behind those, Chris Mann, and Gessler is running third. He is going hard, Graham Jorgensen. He's made up many, many lengths here on Brooks. Jorgensen coming hard at Brooks. Third in the race there is Scott Gaylor, but this is going to be a reasonable finish here. Check this. Oh, no, he looks like something's gone, something went amiss there. He just couldn't quite get the line right, Jorgensen, and he's allowed Brooks to get clear with 1 lap to go. Brooks leads Jorgensen, third in the event here. Oh, it looks like... Only, I think, 1 lap to go there. It would look like that he just doesn't have enough viewing room there in the car, Scott Gaylor, and he's pulled it off to the infield. There will be 4. I told the fib, and he's back in the race, Scott Gaylor. I don't know how many laps we've got left. I think it's about only 1. Green white checker, so there you go. Sounds like something you'd order in a fancy restaurant. I'll have a green white checker for the wife. Yes, that's the way it'll be. We've got virtually 1 lap as they come down. And we'll take this right now. Brooks Jorgensen in a 1-lap dash and punching up on the inside. Chris Mann. Oh boy, they would like to get this out of the road. Can he hang on, David Brooks? He's in front. Jorgensen tries everything to get around him, but he's not going to make it. And Brooks hangs on, beats Jorgensen, man third. Then in the fourth in the event will be Gessler, and last of all, Scott Gaylor. Here we come around, checkered flag coming up. He's trying everything out wide, but he goes. Got him! On the line, Jorgensen got him. Dived and got him. Oh, what a great drive. It's like a photo finish. Stuck out his tongue and won. There you go. Graham Jorgensen in 25 will get the judges' nod. Get them all for you official in just a moment. Should be some heck of a run into the first turn. Some very quick cars in this. Outlaws, the final tomorrow night here, over 50 laps at Max Speedway. Racing gets underway from 6:30. Gates are open well before that. Here we're about to get the green set. Oh, Gessler off quickly, but Charlie Brooks has gone like a scalded cat around the outside, and Brooks is going to land, he's going to land in front, Charlie, ahead of Carl Gessler. Gee, he got a great break on them then. Then behind those looks the 16 car of Aaron Laird. Oh, up the back. Problems in the corner. In fact, there are cars everywhere. After a great start too. In the hands of the starters, ladies and gentlemen. This is a restart here of event 13, the heat of the Outlaws. As I said, the final of this event, over 50 laps, will be the ultimate result tomorrow night right here at Max Speedway. We will be underway racing from 6:30. The track has turned out to be in absolute excellent condition considering the water that was on it today. That's Gessler on the inside of Brooks on the outside racing. And Brooks has just got far too much toe there as he rockets around the outside. No, he's crossed it up and Gessler gets back in front of Brooks, who made a mess of it on that corner. Then in behind those would be the car of Cameron Birch. The 52 car of Cameron Birch has bounced through and got into second place there over Charlie Brooks. But out in front, that's Gessler in the 47 car, and he leads Churchill's 42 car by a couple of lengths. Racing all over the place, Charlie Brooks. Oh, there he goes. There's a kiss on the corner. And Brooks is back in the race okay after taking a kiss, getting all sideways in that corner. The 47 car leads, and that is Gessler. He leads at the moment over Birch. Mark Hogan has raced himself into third posse here at the moment. But Gessler leads Birch, but only by half a car length at the moment. There's not much in that at all. Then Churchill's running in third posse, but this will slow him up a bit. The slow car of McNamara gone out wide on the track. He couldn't get around even easily down around the outside when Gessler. Back there in the corner a bit was Churchill, and he lost lots and lots of ground there at that particular stage of the race as they had to get around McNamara, and did so in the end. But he's leading pretty easily, Gessler, at the moment. Almost lost it, almost overcooked it on the corner, Cameron Birch. Then behind those comes Mark Hogan. Then the 64 car, Charlie Brooks, is driving like a man possessed, trying to make up some ground here after being set out of the race, and his car's not handling very well at all. That's Gessler in front at the moment. Churchill looking for that line to go inside. Churchill works hard the inside of Gessler the outside. Churchill the inside, gets the run down the back, and he's going to lead into that corner. Gessler's still there on the outside. There's nothing in this. But Churchill gets away now as they come past the judge this time by about Cameron Bird, out in front there by about, now 2 or 3 lengths over Gessler. But gee, that was a good run by Bird to get in there. That's Churchill in third place, by the way, in the 42 car. But it's the 52 car of Cameron Birch that leads Carl Gessler at the moment. The 72 car of Mark Hogan's up there making a good run. Charlie Brooks is really pushing his vehicle hard as he can to try and get some decent points. But in front, Cameron Birch leads at the moment over Carl Gessler. He's there in front. The 72 car then of Mark Hogan has got himself some points. Charlie Brooks rocketing up there to get closer. Then comes Christopher Churchill behind us again, along with Graham McNamara. But Birch leads. Birch has a break now of, I suppose, 5 to 7 car lengths over Gersler as they go up the back, and he's getting further and further in front as he comes around here now to lap the 42 car of Christopher Churchill. And there's the checkered flag. The checkered flag goes out for a very good win to Birch. Gersler will get second. My guess is 72 will run third, Hogan just ahead of Charlie Brooks, but we'll get that official for you in just a moment. Those results are official, ladies and gentlemen. The winner in that, and a great drive too from the 52 car from Cameron Birch. Really drove hard to get that lead, and when he did, he was impossible to run down from that point on. The 47 car of Carl Giesler showed again his consistency to run second, and third Mark Hogan, good points for the final tonight. In what is the last heat of the Outlaws, we're going to have the formulas out on the track in just a moment. Then the last two races of the night, V8 Supercars here at the Speedway, at Max Speedway tonight. Steelmasters, the building systems in Mackay, they are there for everything that you need in stud frame shields, portable frame shields, kit homes, you name it, they've got it. Darren Young can tell you all about it. They've got a great display centre, you know, in 9 Evans Avenue in North Mackay. Who are they? Steelmaster, proud supporters and sponsors of racing here at Max Speedway. Starters orders here for event 14, the V8 Super Sedans. 4 to go round in this. Lindsay Hawkins is scratching, and there's one other we'll discover as we get closer. They're racing. And out the outside, the 61 car of Des Corn went very quickly to get around Grant Shaw, I think. Yes, he has, and he's hanging on, and he'll lead. Corn in the 61, oh, Shaw goes up. Oh, look out! Grant Shaw wasn't going to give that one away. No, they're all sideways. One's gone right away around. The 29 car of Darren Saunders oversteered in the corner, and he's gone stayed sideways. Oh, racing again. And the 61 car of Des Corn leads them away. Can he hold in on the outside? Yes, he can, just for the moment. And Corn goes and pushes up, out wide again, and he's going, oh, look out, there's that little bump and run in the road there, and Corn leads around the corner from Granshaw, Digger McCallum, and then behind that, Darren Saunders is last. But this is pretty tough. This is a tough one. Oh, the 29 car cooked on the corner, Darren Saunders, not having a good run. Start, that is Des Corn in front of the 61 car. Granshaw looking hard to push him round the corner, then behind that Digger McCallum, then Saunders. But up the back it's Corn, and he leads at the moment over Shaw by only a car length. They are really going hammer and tong there. McCallum is all crossed up on that corner. In fact, he'll be out of it. McCallum seems to have lost power as Saunders goes around him. McCallum will try to get across to the infield, it looks like. Yep, he will, and he'll make it and get out of the trouble. As they get down towards that corner again, oh, just got his nose cut off again as Corn goes around and leads Shaw, and only other starter at the moment now is Saunders as Digger McCallum had to pull out. Oh, he did it again. He doesn't like that corner at all.
Every lap to go.
There's been a few cars in the mechanical trouble tonight as the race has been called, ladies and gentlemen, with the 61 car of Des Corn will get the judges nod ahead of 7 Granshaw, and it'll be the 29 car of Darren Saunders will get third. 61-7-29, 61-7-29 official after the running here of the second last on the program. R8, Trent Wilson in 44, Lee Williams in 4, and Darren Hawkins in the 4 posse is in the 4 spot in car 5. Last race on the program, remembering tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, the final of our big Outlaw title. The Australian Outlaw title tomorrow is a very big one here, and very much a big race. Under starters orders. Should get the green light as we straighten up at the top of the straight this time, and we do. Tough start. Oh. On the inside, trying hard to hold him out is the 8 car of Stacey Lee, and he does so at the moment too. Oh, Stacey's gone, lost it on the corner, backwards forwards, they all get around him. Good piece of driving, guys, as Darren Hawkins takes the lead. And he's got away by a few car lengths at the moment over Trent Wilson. Then in behind those comes Lee Williams, and Stacey Lee is at the rear of the field. Really pushed it hard. Darren Hawkins leads as he comes around this time for Lee Williams. Lee Williams is in second place. That's Trent Wilson in third, and in the 4th posse is Stacey Lee. Hawkins leads. Has a break over Williams. Similar sort of break back to Wilson, and Lee is last, but he's pushing hard to get into third again. But Darren Hawkins is running away. Has a reasonable break over Lee Williams, our visitor from Rocky, and third is Trent Wilson and Stacey Lee. Oh, yeah, almost into the fence. Oh.
That was lucky.
He'll have to change his nappies after the race. He almost wiped it out into that bottom corner, Stacey Lee. Darren Hawkins races away at the moment. He's got 10 or so car length lead at the moment over Lee Williams. Running third is Trent Wilson, and Stacey Lee up the back is 4 in a 4-car race. Darren Hawkins still racing away, having fun as he gets himself up the back by about, let's see, 5 or 6 car lengths at the moment. Fairly decent break, and leads comfortably over the 4 car of Lee Williams. Then behind those, Trent Wilson, Stacey Lee is in the infield. back on the grass. Yep. There's Darren Hawkins takes the checkered flag from the 4-car Lee Williams, and Trent Wilson will get the third placing. So we'll have official placings now for the last of the events tonight. The number 5 car will get the judge's nod. That's Darren Hawkins. He's the winner of the last. Number 4, Lee Williams, is second, and third will go to 44, which is Trent Wilson. 5, 4 and 44 as we finish up our first night of racing here. 6:30 is the start time for our racing tomorrow night. Gets underway. Gates are open well before that, ladies and gentlemen. Get here bright and early. It's going to be a great night of racing. Not only will we have more heats of the Outlaws culminating in the Outlaw Sedans Australian Championships, thanks to Advanced Hydraulics and Air Mackay, we'll also have Super Sedans. The V8 Sprint cars will be racing around, having an absolute ball. So that's all happening tomorrow night from 6:30 here at Max Speedway. We look forward to your company then. Until then, drive safely on the way home and have a very good night.